Hi and welcome along to AFTV Transfer Daily, the show that keeps you up to date with players that have been linked with a summer transfer move to Arsenal. And first of all, let's start with news about William Saliba. Now, I know there's been a lot of Arsenal fans really worried about the Saliba situation. I ran into a fan the other day who came up to me and he said, Robbie, he's going, isn't he? Saliba's not coming to Arsenal. He's going. He said he wants to play Champions League football. And I said, listen, relax. Arteta said he's coming back. I think he's definitely coming back. He's like, nah, Robbie, you know what we're like. He's off. Well, I think it was all cleared up today by William Saliba. He came out and he said, and these are his quotes, I belong to Arsenal. I still have 2 years left. I will be back with Arsenal. I have played 0 matches and I still want to show them my true face and have a chance to play for these fans and this great club. Those were the words of William Saliba. He is definitely coming back to Arsenal next season, or should I say, next season. And I look forward to seeing William Saliba finally, after being 3 years at the club, in an Arsenal shirt. It could be a masterstroke. Mikel Arteta sending him out on loan again last year, or should I say last season, to Marseille. He was voted the young player of the season in Ligue 1, had a great season, has broken into the French national team, actually played for them the other night in their 2-1 loss to Denmark. There were some people saying he was a little bit at fault for that goal after he came on as a substitute. But William Saliba is coming back to Arsenal. And for me, that is very good news. And, you know, strengthens that centre-back position, which we struggled with towards the end of the season. So Saliba definitely coming back. Now, will he be joined by Gabriel Jesus? Jesus seems to be one of the number one targets at Arsenal. Spoke about him a couple of days ago. The 25-year-old centre forward, quality player, 13 goals last season, 12 assists. And that's without him sort of featuring in, you know, literally every game. I think, you know, coming to Arsenal, being the main man, really will suit him. He scored a goal again the other night for Brazil as well. 12 months left on his deal. Now, the reports out today are that Arsenal are willing to pay him £190,000 a week. That is very good wages indeed. At Manchester City, he's currently on 110,000, but Arsenal are upping that to £190,000 a week if he joins. Lots of reports around today that he will join, that Arsenal is his preferred destination. Tottenham are said to be interested as well, but I don't think he wants to go and play second fiddle to Harry Kane. He wants to be the main man. And if so, can Arsenal get this deal tied up in the next couple of weeks once a lot of the international friendlies are over? But Gabriel Jesus really edging closer to joining Arsenal. The fee's been put on the wages have been put on the table. It's just now to agree a fee with Man City. As I said, City chasing 50 million. Arsenal want to come right down on that because, as I said, he's got a year left on his contract. The key to that will be if Jesus agrees to the contract that Arsenal are offering him. And then hopefully we can get this deal tied up quickly and get him into the team ahead of the pre-season games over there in America. Another Brazilian who is looking to sign for Arsenal, and there's strong rumours that this is a done deal as well, is Marquinhos. Now, Marquinhos, 19 years of age, a right winger, has really been attracting a lot of interest over there in Brazil from various different teams, including Arsenal. Now, there's been a lot of controversy over the signing of the 19-year-old, and it kind of goes in sort of two parts. First of all, his team, Sao Paulo, thought that they had him tied down to a 5-year contract. Turns out that's not the case because you can't sign a player of that age into a long contract like that. So he is free to leave. But also controversy because it was said that he had a pre-contract agreement with Wolverhampton Wanderers. And, that was, more or less done. He'd agreed to join Wolves, but he's decided to join Arsenal. Reports coming out of Brazil is that he's already signed he's already agreed to join Arsenal and has done a medical, and that this deal will be tied up very, very shortly. Arsenal only going to have to pay a nominal fee to get the job done, because effectively he's out of contract, and Marquinhos will become an Arsenal player. There's a lot of rumours that Arsenal might just bring him in and loan him straight back out, but he's a very, very talented player indeed. We saw what Arsenal did with Gabriel Martinelli, sort of bringing out someone from nowhere and really turning him into a star at Arsenal. Could Marquinhos be in that same vein? But could be adding to the Brazilian contingent at Arsenal, which is growing, especially if we get Jesus in. So Marquinhos set to join Arsenal. Youri Tielemans is another interesting one. Now, Fabrizio Romano saying a couple of days ago that he's the number one target for Arsenal this summer. Again, another guy whose contract is starting to run down at Leicester City. Leicester City have offered him a contract extension, but he's refused that. He doesn't want to sign a contract extension, and he's very tempted by the Arsenal project. Of course, he would have loved to have joined Arsenal to play Champions League football, but that's not going to be, as we know. It will be Europa League football, but Tielemans is said to be not put off by that and wants to join Arsenal and would be a fantastic addition. Mikel Arteta absolutely loves him and sees him as, a player that could make a great contribution to that midfield. We know that Arsenal were looking for midfielders way back in January, and it looks like now that Tielemans is the guy that they want to target to get in, and is the number one target for Arsenal this summer. So let's hope they can get that done. Listen, Gabriel Jesus, Tielemans, these type of names that are being linked with Arsenal, these are good links. These are quality players. These are just the type of players that Arsenal needs. Let's hope they can get the job done with the signing of Youri Tielemans. Now, on yesterday's show, I spoke about Hector Bellerin and the links with him, linking him with a move back to Real Betis. Betis, as we know, don't want to pay the fee that has been put out there for Hector Bellerin. Arsenal not willing to cancel his contract like what they did with Aubameyang and let him go for free, even though he's only got a year left on the contract. They've said to Real Betis, we want money or forget it. Betis may not be able to afford him, but we're hearing today that Roma are very interested in signing him. Of course, Mourinho at Roma, he's, even though Hector Bellerin's Spanish, but he's got players that have played in the Premier League over there. We know that Ainsley was over there on loan last season. Tammy Abrahams has done brilliantly at Roma as well. Could Hector Bellerin be joining them? Roma are a club who are very interested in him. It definitely looks like Arsenal not just going to let him go and just, disappear for nothing. They want a transfer fee for him, or he will not be leaving the club. And Arsenal linked today with this guy, Clement Lenglet. Now, Lenglet, very good centre-back, plays for Barcelona. Hasn't really hit it off from Barcelona since signing. I mean, he's got a long-term contract there till 2026. But Barcelona said to be interested in offloading him, should I say, and maybe willing to let him go out on a loan deal. Now, they were sort of putting it out there, Barcelona, that they'd be willing to let him go out on a 2-year loan to various different clubs. But there's not a lot of clubs that, there are clubs that are interested in him in a 2-year loan deal. But the problem is that 2-year loan deal thing is going to be something that's going to be abolished by UEFA very, very soon. So it may be that they try and cash in on him instead of him just going out on a year's loan. The price for him is said to be around about 10 to 11 million pounds. Could Arsenal move for him? I'm not too sure about this now, especially with the news that Saliba is definitely coming back to Arsenal. Would they move for Lenglet? I really don't see that one happening, but it's a rumour that's out there today. And another player linked with Arsenal is Corentin Tolisso, the 27-year-old French international. He's been linked with Arsenal forever. This guy always seems to get linked with Arsenal. Now, he's put it out there and said he wants to play in the Premier League. He's available on a free contract. His contract at Bayern Munich is expiring at the end of June. And he's put it out there and said, listen, I want to play in the Premier League. I'd love to play there. Heavily linked with Arsenal, heavily linked with Manchester United. Could he be an alternative for Arsenal if they can't get the deal done for Youri Tielemans? Interesting. Could be. You know what? When Bayern Munich signed this guy, he was one of the highest rated midfielders around. But even though he's had a very successful time in winning things at Bayern Munich, I wouldn't say it would go down as a really brilliant period for him personally. He's won lots of things, but he's had a lot of injuries. It's not been brilliant for him there. And he's definitely looking for that move to the Premier League. Could it be to Arsenal? I'd suggest the only way Arsenal would be interested in him would be if they can't get the deal for Tielemans done. As I said, a player of quality. Could he refine that form by coming back to the Premier League? Going to be very interesting to see. So those are the rumours for today. Don't forget, we are here every single day here on AFTV with Transfer Daily. Don't forget to subscribe here. You'll get all the notifications when Transfer Daily goes live. Apologies if it came a little bit late today, but we'll be back at normal time tomorrow. Thanks for watching the show, and I will see you then tomorrow.